Good morning. Today we start with class 7 geography chapter 2nd, that is inside our earth. Now we will start with a kind of comparative analysis. If you have ever walked around with peeling an onion, you would see there are concentric rings. So similar to the structure of onion, you have the earth's interior. So as you can see, there are different layers which are visible in an onion when you have a cross section. Similarly, inside our earth there are three major layers. The outermost is what is known as the crust, this one. So next to the crust is the mantle, and the innermost is known as core. Now each of these, the three which is known as the crust, mantle and the core, are further subdivided, that is the outer layer and the inner layer. So what we will discussing today is we will briefly understanding the components and what are rocks and minerals. So now let's first start with crust. As I said, crust is the outermost layer. So when you have a kind of outermost layer that is visible on the earth's surface, which includes the mountains, plateaus, plains, is known as the crust. Now this crust can be of two types. I can classify it one that forms at the continent or the landmass, and the other that forms at the ocean. Now one which forms at the ocean is predominantly silica and magnesium, and one that forms at the continent is predominantly silica and aluminium. At the continent you have much higher thickness, which is around 35 kilometers, in contrast to ocean which is nearly 5 kilometers deep. However, despite it is 35 kilometers and 5 kilometers, as we have seen, crust is considered to be one of the thinnest layer among all of the three layers, that is crust, mantle and core. So you have crust, which is the thinnest of all, and the arrangement is like a jigsaw puzzle. So it's a kind of pieces which are fitted together one into the another. As you can see the model of plate tectonics, and you have the kind of arrangement of pieces which could be seen one over the other. For example, under the continent drift theory and plate tectonics, if we see, it was previously considered that earth is a kind of single landmass. So you have a part of South America. Yes, so you have a part of South America that closely fit with the part of Africa, and so on. So you have a kind of jigsaw puzzle arrangement which can be seen over the earth crust. Now as I said, crust can be further subdivided into upper crust and lower crust. The boundary that separates the upper crust and the lower crust is known as Conard boundary, and finally between the crust and the mantle you have another layer of discontinuity, what we call as Moho discontinuity.